In this video, we're going to talk about 5 common symptoms of dehydration, especially in the elderly. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Ed Dubu, physical therapist from Integrated Physical Therapy in Bellingham, Washington. I've got an amazing couple that I see. They're both in their 80s. This couple eats well. They very rarely eat any ultra-processed foods. They're really what I want to be when I'm in my 80s. They travel, they hike, they do all sorts of things. And in fact, they just got back from Arizona for like 3 weeks hiking and traveling, and it's really still pretty hot in Arizona. So anyway, so I'm seeing the wife for a hip injury that she has, and she's getting better, and we start talking about her husband, and I always want to find out where they're planning on going next. And she's like, well, I'm a little bit concerned about my husband. I'm like, all right, well, what's going on? And she said, you know, he just hasn't been the same recently, especially that second, third week when we were in Arizona. And so she indicated that he had had a little bit of a stomach bug prior to their trip to Arizona, but he was doing better with that. They're out hiking and walking, and like I said, it's really hot. It's triple digits still in Arizona. And he was starting to be a little confused and a little low energy, and she really wasn't sure what was going on. What I told my client is that, look, I'm not trying to play doctor here, so definitely go and talk to your physician about the symptoms that he's having. I also thought, well, you know, he's pretty healthy. So I started poking a little bit, and I said, well, do you think maybe he is a little bit dehydrated? And she's like, you know, that's a good point. I don't know. What would some of the signs of dehydration be? First of all, a simple definition of dehydration is that you're losing more water than you're taking in, either through actually drinking it or through the food that you eat. And so I told her the common symptoms of dehydration: mental confusion, less frequent urination, dark urine, dizziness, and even headaches. And then I asked her, does your husband like to drink water? And she was like, oh, are you kidding? She's like, I could never get him to drink water, and he loves his coffee. So I'm thinking, okay, so it's really hot, you're out hiking, he just had a stomach bug, so maybe he had some GI kind of issues, doesn't like to drink water. I'm like, you know what? Definitely talk to your doctor, but I would also say that, you know what? It could just be something as simple as him not getting enough water and is dehydrated. If you look at the literature, the 2 most common groups of people that are likely to get dehydrated are children and the elderly. And particularly the elderly are like 20 to 30% more likely to be dehydrated for a variety of reasons: illness, renal failure, diabetes, immobility, falls, cognitive changes. In addition, the desire for thirst isn't as strong in some elderly. So it could just be something as simple as not getting enough fluid. And now it's time for another true confession from Ed. I'm not really a big water drinker. Elizabeth, on the other hand, is always drinking water, has electrolytes. I just don't really like the taste of water. But I realized the importance of getting water. And so I started trying some of Elizabeth's electrolytes. There's a lot of electrolytes out there, and Elizabeth tasted a lot of them. And she settled on Element. And a couple of the criteria that she was looking for is, number 1, it had to taste good. Number 2, she didn't want any sugar in it. And number 3, she wanted it to be low carb. And Element checks all 3 boxes. If you want to try it, there's a link down below. You can give it a try, and they give you a free sample pack. So I've been drinking Element here, and on a side note, these are a little bit challenging to open up, at least for me. And so I would always cut it with a pair of scissors, until I saw Elizabeth one day just kind of grab it and rip it off. And I was like, okay, I'm not using scissors anymore. I'm going to try to do it myself. It's pretty salty, so make sure you dilute it with a lot of water. All right, everyone, thank you for watching. Like I said, if you want to try the electrolytes that Elizabeth loves, the link is down below. Take care and keep exercising. And we will see you at the next video.